승부석 2.
얼어붙은 사원으로 떠납니다.
Here we are on Frozen Temple for game number 4. Down in the bottom right, the purple Terran. He's got to win 2 in a row. It is TY.
And his opponent to the top left in green. His Protoss opponent, it is Trap. 1 game away. Another Protoss versus Protoss for Neve to play. Defeated Zest. He's defeated Stats. Trap, who won his round of 8 match through Protoss versus Protoss, would be his opponent if he moves on here. But will TY bring it back? This is one of the better Terran maps. It is Frozen Temple. TY's siege tank style, very powerful on this map as well. You see this probe coming in here early again. Every game, Trap is scouting. You know, he's checking if it's a gas verse or not. Every time it is, he'll have the opportunity to respond. The exception being Frost, of course, with the early CC on this 2-player map. That's simply not an option. Back at home, grabs a Nexus, his own second gas. And we're going into a normal, early game here. TY drops the CC.
I think it's definitely going to be very tempting for Trap to go for some kind of, I wouldn't say cheese, but maybe an all-in or, a very heavy pressure on this map specifically. Just because, third base is out there. It's a smaller map, one of our smaller maps in the pool. You're 1 game away from defeating TY. If you can snag another game sneakily from him, will be very nice. Very curious to see if Trap is going to put all those thoughts away and commit to the macro game instead. I mean, we saw him do that in game number 3. And, he was able to defeat TY. This time, though, it's not Frost. He can't sneak out Storm. It's going to be a much harder to, secure a third base and even get near researching Storm on a map like this. So I'm very curious to see what exactly he is going to do on this map.
Same. There's so much on the line here for TY. I'm almost more curious as to what he's going to do, Obviously, he's already getting 2 Hellions here on his factory. That's going to allow him some pressure. The SCV is going to come in for a follow-up scout. Wants to see where the units are positioned, if there's an Adept here or not. And actually might just waltz into the main base. There's nothing to stop him, so he's going to come up here. He's going to scout the Robo. This Adept comes out, but if he just goes up a little bit further, we'll see the Robo. I don't think he did in this case.
He's... the SCV is faster than the Adept, so he's abusing that. Oh, and the probe actually zaps him.
We'll get a vision check here as these Hellions come over here to clear up this Adept. In fact, the Adept on the chase now. Did not get that vision check, but I assume he did see the Robo coming in. He's going to come over here. Whether he saw it or not, he might be able to bully his way into the main with this Reaper coming out. Probe's already pulled. This pylon not quite ready. He's
They're
trying to
lining
block.
up. Getting 3 kills already. And, Hellion's definitely a lot faster than the Adept, and the Reaper gets in as well.
Reaper going to come in and do a little bit more harass, confirm the scout on the Robo there. 6 probe kills from this harass. Going to give me 7? Yes, it will. Could maybe get an 8th. Now he's going to
Do we have an 8? Do we have an 8? Do we have an 8? No, we do not.
Gets out, keeps the worker count even, which is a massive advantage from the Terran because it's really 34 workers to 31 right now. Make that 35 with 2 mules that are worth more than SCVs during their duration. And Tech Labs going on to barracks, 2 of them. We're going to see Stim combat shields together, as well as heavy Marauder production. TY wants to push soon. He wants to be very aggressive. And this is going to be a strong follow-up attack he can bring on this map with a short rust distance. And the faraway third, as you mentioned. Tight wall here going to deny Adepts. The bunker nearly completed. Will actually be delayed.
There you go, sniping some SCVs. Finally, it is killed. Or rather completed, the bunker is, and he is going to have to back off here.
He is not actually making combat shields. We had the double barracks.
There he is.
Okay, there it goes. This is a really heavy commitment here from Trap. Good micro, actually, in the Prism to kill a lot of SCVs. A risky move, but he gets a lot of value with this target firing. Perhaps inspired by Neeb's Warp Prism play in the Protoss versus Protoss match against Stats. And here's a Dark Shrine coming down.
Yeah, this
Reaper
coming
actually
down.
finding some value too, but not going to get any more kills.
Surprising that we've only seen a Dark Shrine in this game here in this series. Very popular tech against Terran nowadays. Really helps you in the base trade situation. He's going to come back in with this Warp Prism. He is not done. Once that Mule is not going to be able to get it.
He's also delaying this turret. The DTs are coming. Trap will lose this probe here without making a Nexus. This is actually quite significant. Harass here with this Reaper. The Reaper is going to attempt to scout the main. I've seen it on the minimap right now, but I don't think he will be able to get in there and see the Dark Shrine. Nope, unable to do so. Denied here, survives for now, yeah.
Wow. That Reaper's longer lifespan than most Reapers we see. And third base is going to come down.
Don't forget, with Stim and, the 3 barracks here with Tech Labs, or 2 barracks earlier with Tech Labs, the 3rd barracks finishing with the reactor. He has such a large army here, but it's almost pure Marine. But he has a strong force to push across and punish this. You talked about how far away this base is from the natural, and in fact is very far away.
Oh boy, here he comes. He should be able to get that scout. There it is. Dark Shrine is seen in the flesh, totally naked, very embarrassed, no doubt. And
this is going to force more turrets here. Turrets, obviously going to help against these DTs, but if he has a large amount of coverage, then those turrets, make it basically so the drop is not going to really even be able to do much. He comes in here, there are units and turrets. I don't think this will have to just be lifted. Look at the stims, just forces him to lift up. Looks like an observer flies too close to the sun there, but don't forget that he will be able to, defend this aggression with the DTs. So he's going to send this drop across. DTs can help him defend this. He can actually make these 2 into Archons.
Archon drop against Terran. What are we watching? The new age of StarCraft. That is what we are watching. For foreigners making it into the finals of Korean tournaments. Here we go. A big drop. 16 Marines into the main. Overcharge goes down, but he's skirting around it, getting a nice bit of damage here.
This pylon down so quickly. There's the DT defense I was talking about here, but he has a lot of Marines. He could just scan, and he does. He's going to commit to this attack. Picks up, dropping down now to the 3rd base. This Protoss army can't jump, not all of it. And now he's going to drop over here into the natural as well.
This is where the real damage is going to be. He's prepared at the natural, but not at the 3rd. Going to kill all the mining that he had and get a couple of bonus stalkers here.
Yeah, notice he doesn't target the pylon. He wants those to be paid for and dead. If he kills the pylon, he gets a refund, gets free stalkers, wastes the money for warp ends, and is not done yet with the attack. He's got a large army force. +1 is finishing in 5 seconds. And tank coming over here as well. We do see Adept attack speed is going to finish. He has 13 Adepts, and this Archon drop is, see how effective it's going to be. I mean, with this small Bioforce could be quite effective, in fact.
And if you warp in a bunch of other stuff to support it, it could be quite nice here, in fact. Gonna delay this push really nicely.
He wants to kill those pylons. He wants to get those pylons up before he pushes. Widowmine's going to burrow here, going to make this Archon dead. DED, down it goes. The Prism is still here, though. We can use that to micro, but this is the big issue. This army is coming up here. The pylons are dead. He's got a nice concave here with these attack speed Adepts. The siege tank trying to get as much value as possible. Good micro back here by Trap to keep this army alive.
Look at that one Marauder. It does get stuck, and there's just way too much stuff on this map. It looks like the Warp Prism does go down as well, so that's going to shut down that kind of harass. But as I was saying, it's very hard to push up that kind of ramp.
Oh my god, these Adepts taking so much damage too with the siege tank support. This is why this, tank style, even if it's just one tank, can do so much value on this map with all this bio. He stims up here, but the blink is forward onto that tank. He kills the tank, and this bio needs to get out of here. Look at how many medevacs he has. If he just gets a concave at the top of this ramp, maybe he'll just simply take the fight. He's not confident to do so, but nor is Trap to shade in. And don't forget, this base was delayed by that Archon DT drop. So he doesn't have a 3rd base, so he needs to continue to find damage. Otherwise, Trap is just going to have such a good economy.
He's been down a base for about 2.5 minutes, and that is, it's all right, but obviously it's not that good. Really needs to take that base here. And I thought Trap was actually going to commit because he saw no Widow Mines, but he wasn't 100% sure perhaps. And especially, shading up that ramp when the rest of your stuff is behind. But TY definitely could have, or rather, Trap could have taken that fight on different circumstances, maybe in a different part of the map. So I feel like Trap, he can taste the victory, and he wants it so badly, but he's holding himself back. And we do have a robotics bay on the way. This is not the stats robotics bay where you get it maybe even earlier than your third base and go really greedy with it. He's getting it on pretty normal timing, so his Colossi are going to be later than stats' Colossi, but still going to have them on the way.
Yeah, and I mean, the only tech that we see big time here for TY is simply his Liberator tech, but he only has 2 of those. He has a late armory, late second E-base, so his upgrades are not really in a significant lead at all. In fact, second Forge coming up here for Trap. So, this is going to kind of get to this point where if he doesn't find more damage here, I think the fact that he was late on his third for so long is going to come back to bite him. He's taking a 4th base. I like this choice a lot. His armory is going to finish. He will be able to get his 2/2 upgrades. But he has still a window of time with this large army to find more damage, and I think that's really where, if he wins this game, the victory is going to come from that harass, from the pressure. He's going to go for a fleet, or not a fleet beacon, but a fusion core, and this fusion core this time is in a much safer situation than him trying to get it in the previous set and get those ballistics. So this time he should have it with a healthy Liberator count.
Disruptors are an interesting tech choice here for Trap. This should go down. Nice stim. Gonna catch that before Adepts in the Warp Prism. And yeah, I mean, the Disruptors, we saw them fall out of favor in PvT a long time ago in this matchup for a reason. The Korean Terrans are just too good at splitting. They just don't get hit by prismatic, or what's it called? Purification Novas from the Disruptors. And I mean, we are seeing the Thermal Lance on the way, though. And maybe he wants to just add in a couple of Disruptors into his army. They're very good at zoning, even if you have a couple, making sure that the Terran army doesn't get anywhere near you, because if they do, they could have their entire army blown up, just by the way that Marine Marauder groups up. He
is bleeding off Adepts here, quite a bit of them. TY's army lead gets larger and larger, and it looks like Trap did not have a Forge earlier. He's got the +1 just now, so the upgrades I was talking about, is TY not getting quick upgrades, but he's still ahead. 1 set of armor upgrades right now is all these Liberators. Advanced Ballistics halfway done. This push could start to break the back of Trap if he's not careful here. And these Purification Novas obviously can kill Widow Mines for free, basically no matter what, every time, because they're immobile. They cannot move, they cannot dodge. So that's another reason why these are going to be powerful versus TY's style. I like this. Just avoid the Protoss army in 2 fronts. One towards the natural and main base, the other one towards this 4th base, while he's got his own 4th up.
Going to be very good against that Colossus. He gets a nice hit there with the Disruptor, but it does go down. The Colossus is going to clean up the other drop. That drop of the 3rd is getting so much damage. 16, 17 probes and counting going down here.
He's killing so many workers. This Colossus here going to come and try to clean this one up in the main. A second set of Marines coming in. This is a huge unpowering of gateways. It's going to make defending multiple locations a lot tougher. These Disruptors, is he babysitting them? Okay, he is. He moves back away from the cannons here. Good split from TY, losing 2 Marines to that Nova. And he's moving closer and closer. He has advanced ballistics now, so he can actually start poking at these Disruptors. Kill a Widow Mine here.
Widow Mine by Widow Mine. These drops are going to evacuate the area. But this push is just so strong with the advanced ballistics. The Disruptors, 2 of them go down for free. Another one losing all of its shields.
All right, here we go. Stimming in here now on top of this Nexus. Trap is going to have to let it go. He shades in here under this small bio, but it's still enough to clean this up. And, I mean, this is starting to be too much damage. He's going to just try to base trade him here. Or maybe flank and get the Liberators alone. He got just
looks
one
like it, but
here.
TY, he's going to reposition those liberation zones. He's going to be ready, sniping that 4th base, and Trap on his last legs here.
Oh, decent hit there. Remember, 2-2 versus 1 attack right now. Good targeting on these Libers, but they're so far back because of the advanced ballistics. GG! TY is going to tie it up. We will go into a 5th game here.
Game number 5, and the semifinals are turning out to be everything we hoped and dreamed of here.
This may be one of the best Korean StarCraft tournaments in history.
It's really turning out to be that way. Trap really giving TY a run for his money. He was on match point there, But now both of these players are. We're going to have to go into match number 5. That is going to be on Dawson Station, a map that everybody was not too happy about when it first was in the pool, but now people are beginning to see that they create really, really fun games.
This is terrifying for Trap. You know, you talked about how he wanted to close it out, and he saw blood in the water potentially, but now he has to play against this insanely Terran-favored map. However, TY does not play the same sort of style that we've seen Innovation, Maru, other foreign Terrans play on Dawson Station. He already showed us a similar build to what the other Terrans are doing on New Gettysburg in Game 1, so maybe he's practiced it, maybe he's ready to use it here on Dawson Station. Either way, Trap cannot be feeling comfortable going to this Terran-favored map here in Game number 5.
It's going to be a fun one. The game is about to start, guys. Get out there and tell your friends. We're about to find the opponent of Neeb that will be going into the finals here of the KeSPA Cup. It's been an amazing tournament so far. It's been so fun to cast, for sure. You can see TY really feeling the pressure. Trap, he actually looks a little bit more confident and comfortable going into this game number 5. Let's jump into that right now. We're going into Dawson Station for game number 5 of Trap versus TY.